October 2nd today. The season is coming to a screeching halt on us, and we realized that there's almost a desperation in the air to use all the flowers. They're just at peak right now. So we've been having a lot of flower fun, and we hope you are too.
We had a very busy summer. We knew it was going to be busy going into it. I would say busier than usual, but then again, we always think our summers are busier than usual.
Yeah, the same sob story at the end of every summer. I don't know if they just keep getting busier or if we just have unrealistic expectations. There's always, there's a saying that says, being an adult is just saying, but next week it'll slow down until you die. It just never slows down. That's a little bit how our summers go, I think.
Right.
I don't know.
But it was, I do believe it was a little bit busier.
Right.
But we had a fairly decent summer as far as like our garden. Mm-hmm. Our garden was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was great.
It's at full tilt right now. This is October 2nd, and it is looking, well, some patches are pretty sketchy, but
there are some really sketchy patches. But the dahlias, for one, are just off the hook right now. And they did better this year than they did last year.
Right, definitely.
A couple reasons why, I'm not sure why, but we watered them a little more faithfully than we did last year. Put the irrigation on. We got them in earlier, so they got established sooner. So I think that helped too.
That did help, yes, I would agree with that.
But yes, it's been a good season. What was your favorite part about the season?
I think not having events.
Oh, shocker.
I know. We didn't do any garden events or wedding. I didn't actually miss the sip and snip. Those were fun.
Yeah, those
events were fun. But I sure didn't miss not needing to do wedding flowers.
Right.
We had a couple of several different things that we did this summer, but they were more, we could say when we wanted to do them. And
right.
Yeah.
So one of the things we've been working on is there's 3 classes that we have we're going to make available on our website later this fall, as soon as I can get around to editing them and getting them on our website. But the first class is how to plan a cut flower garden. If you've been around for a while, you'll know how disastrous our first garden was, and a lot of that was because we didn't have a good plan. So
we didn't know what to plan.
We didn't know we needed a plan.
It's hard to know what you need to do when you're starting out something new.
Right.
So that's what the how to plan a cut flower garden is geared towards people who have maybe never grown cut flowers before
or have grown a vegetable garden but didn't quite understand growing flowers is not the same, especially not if you want cohesive bouquets throughout the season.
Yeah.
So that's one class. What's the next class?
The second one is how to grow cut flowers, and that's just basically all of our tips on, sort of the basics of growing a cut flower garden.
As a side hustle.
Right.
Yeah.
All the things, the tools, so the seeds, soils, grow lights, just that real practical stuff.
Yeah. So all the things that we've learned in our best practices for growing cut flowers as a side hustle.
Right.
If you don't have a greenhouse, or any kind of major equipment to do it.
And if anybody's wondering what this gorgeous little dahlia is, it has no name. It's a seed dahlia. We grew it for the first time this year. That was really fun. That was actually maybe my most fun thing.
Yes. She's gotten all into dahlias now, growing and I mean, not growing.
I wanted to start.
She wants to try to develop new varieties as well. Right. I'm guessing there's a lot of people out there like that. But we bought the Floret Dahlia book, and with that came a packet of dahlia seeds. And we've always just ever bought tubers because we wanted, to know
certain varieties.
Right. But
that opens up a whole world of possibility when you can grow your own.
Are there any others from the seedling? Okay, so this is one of...
This one, yeah, that peachy one.
Or yellow.
Yes.
If I can get it out. This one is super prolific. Long, strong stems, and it just cranks out the blooms. So this one doesn't have a name, but it's sort of a lemonade, or raspberry lemonade color.
Right.
That's one of the new ones. There was a purple.
I don't think I have that one here.
Here.
Oh, do you have one there? Yeah. Oh, this one is new too, that strawberry lemonade.
This one was really fun. It's really prolific too. Let's see if I can work that into my bouquet here. Yes, that one. So gorgeous and so fun. Definitely gonna have to work that one, and you might have to use it.
Yeah,
I can use it.
I think you probably could. I have a few varieties tagged out there. I have like seed heads forming on some of our dahlias. I didn't hand pollinate them. I decided to just let the bees do it and see what we get. I did pick certain parent plants that I want, you know, for sure those characteristics from that plant. So we'll see what we get, if we get anything.
Because as we go on, we're learning that there are some just workhorse dahlias that have gorgeous blooms, you know, shape, whatever. Oh, that's so pretty. The pretty dahlias, and they also produce well, and they have long, strong stems.
Right.
And you know, we have lots of dahlias on our wish list that just don't produce very well. Like
right. We were just talking about that this morning. Some of the workhorses are like Cornell Bronze and Cornell. Those are super prolific. Another one would be Peaches and Cream. That's a really pretty one. Everybody wants that one.
Yes.
Plus that is also very prolific.
It blooms. It's one of the earliest bloomers, and it's still just loaded out here too.
Bacardi is a new one for us this year that did really well.
Big fan of Bacardi. That's this one right here, right?
I think it's this one. Yeah. I'm not sure. I need to let you know if that for sure is the one.
I think it's this one here. Ooh, something like that one.
Peaches and Cream. Do we have a Peaches and Cream?
Yes, we got Peaches. This is Peaches and Cream. This is about our favorite. It blooms, often will start blooming in June, not really prolifically, but then it will go all summer long. And it changes when it's really hot. It gets a more of an orange cast to it, but in the fall it's kind of a peachy pink again.
This is Cornell Bronze, and this one also gets to be it's softer in the summer, I think. It's almost like the summer sun bleaches this one out a little.
Right.
Because it's gotten a little more
peachy.
It's deeper in color now.
Yes.
So dahlia fun. I've also been doing a little bit of seed saving. That's something that I've kind of done over the years anyway, but a few new ones for me this year were some celotias and then also Jewel of Opar. That was something new for us this year, and I discovered how I know that these seeds how it'll work like this is we don't get all of our flowers cut all the time, so some of them will go to seed, and the seeds just kind of scatter through the garden. And so I've been seeing little Jewel of Opar plants here and there. So I know, you know, the seeds that we save
I didn't know that.
will produce, you know, flowers that are similar to what we have now.
So one of the really fun experiments that we want to start doing is fall sowing and early spring direct sowing. Just realizing how much we can actually sow in the fall, how much work you can cut out during the busy part of spring by getting stuff in the ground in March.
Right.
Without a hoop, without any kind of a protection, hoop tunnel, whatever.
We're all about saving time and energy.
Yes.
And being able to still have the flowers we want when we want them.
Right.
You know, I think there's smart ways to do this if you're on a small scale that are harder probably to, well, I don't know, probably large scale can do them too, but there are things you can do to sort of help you.
But just learning how to work with Mother Nature.
Right.
Because this stuff is designed to just drop seed and then come bloom when it's ready.
Yes, that is very true.
So I think the longer you do this, the flower farming thing, the more intuitive it becomes and the less you stress about it.
Right.
I just feel like we don't stress near as much as we used to.
Yep. You gain experience, and that experience helps you to sort of stay calm when, you know, maybe earlier you would have kind of freaked out about stuff.
We also will have a class on how to design a bridal bouquet with the flowers that you grow. That was a pretty steep learning curve for us as well, just learning what we like to work with for bridal bouquet design. So we'll also take you through the elements of the bouquets that we grow and how to kind of think through this and prepare for it in the wintertime, but then also just how to use farm flowers to make beautiful bridal bouquets, something more than zinnias. One of the things that we haven't really talked about at all, that's made us really busy this summer, is our boyfriends. We did not begin the year with boyfriends, and we are now ending them, and I just got engaged actually. So there are a few changes coming down the pike for 2022 for sure,
right,
for Root Design Company. So
We're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere. We just thought we should let you know that there might be a few changes in the future. Stick with us. We still plan to grow flowers and do things with flowers.
Right.
At this point, anyhow.
We probably always will. I don't know to what extent, but we got flowers in our blood, I think, by now.
Yes. If you're interested in our boyfriends, they're really, really something to look at. If you're the curious type, you can go check out our Instagram, Root Design Company on Instagram, and we have some pictures of them on there. Oh, I should say that we are going to make the classes that we're creating this summer available first to our email subscribers, and they're going to be the best price for our dear email friends. So if you want to get in on that fun, be sure to subscribe to our emails, and you can do that by going to the footer of our website. If there's not a pop-up that pops up, just scroll to the footer and you can opt in there. We'll leave a link for the website in the description of this video.
You might notice as we're working here that we do things a lot differently. I've discovered this summer I like to start with blooms instead of greens like I used to. I think you started with the greenery.
Yeah.
Which something like this probably takes a little more, for it, so it's better to start with greens. But I've had a lot of fun playing around with that, trying new stuff this summer.
You sort of developed a different style this summer, I think.
I think too.
That happens.
Right.
If you aren't aware of it, floral design is always changing, and it's always fresh and being reinvented, and eventually I think you always come back around. Because funny thing about us is we got into, one of the things that inspired us to start a flower farm was the old Victorian magazines. I don't know if any of you would have gotten those. Are they still in print?
Yeah, they print them again. They're not quite like they used to be.
No, they were discontinued for a while, but and it's not Victorian. I'm not sure, maybe a little bit.
It is, but it's a very classy, timeless kind of Victorian. Because I still have some of those magazines from the 90s and the early 2000s, and they are just as stunning now as they were then.
It's not trendy. It's just beautiful stuff.
Right.
But I'm seeing sort of the style in the older magazines is coming back around in floral design.
Right.
So nothing new under the sun. But I think one of the ways that floral design is kind of changing is it's acceptable to put all of these colors together in a bouquet. And I used to think you had to match it. So, do wine colored dahlias and lavender and whatever. All kind of in the same color tones. It's okay to go off book and do something gorgeous like that now too.
Well, or that. Pat each other's backs.
Fishing for. Okay, I think I'm done for now. I like to sort of step aside and come back to it and see if it needs to be edited. I often try to leave a void in the center of my bouquet, but I kind of lost it there. But
mine kind of fell together too. Oh, whoops. Hang on a second, I put that out there. I think I'm happy with it.
Yes.
I'm not sure which side is the front actually. I think I had intended this side to be the front, but I almost like this side better. I don't know.
And I'm pretty happy with mine, but as I step back, this is often the problem with these tall things. You can see a lot of stems in one spot, so I like to pop in a flower to cover up some of the stems. Were you gonna give me a compliment on my bouquet?
Yeah, it's quite gorgeous. What I like about this is that you can see tones of similar colors. Like this foxglove I think goes so well with this dahlia. The fun thing is we often plan our color palettes, but then happy little accidents happen because this is actually a seed dahlia that we didn't know we would have.
Right.
And that's the fun part about, like you could do a lot of planning. It's good to plan, but also take note of the fun things that happen too, the little happy accidents, I guess.
I think one of the things that we've learned is that, so if you plan 2 or 3 cohesive color palettes, you can often, my favorite designs are the ones where you combine the color palettes.
Sort of
and
cross
stuff you
over.
never would have put together in a plan.
Right.
But going forward, then it's always a fun thing to plan for.
Yeah.
Hopefully y'all have had a lot of flower fun this summer too. We'd love if you'd share it with us. Tag us in your photos on Instagram or whatever, and if we can, we'll check it out. But here's to fall cleanup and a season of rest right around the corner.
Amen.